The question that came in today is how many deer per acre should there be on the landscape? Let's do something different. Come with me and I'm going to go show you and explain. You know, the thing that we talk about a lot of times is deer per square mile. And the number, if you've listened to any of the deer talks that I've done, is research has shown us that for all intents and purposes, no landscape, no matter where you live, no landscape should really be home to more than 35 deer per square mile. How big is a square mile? Again, it's 640 acres, but what we have to understand is when we're talking in deer densities, it's about the entire landscape. It's the river bottoms, it's the little connecting areas, and that's where you get your deer, because you know some areas aren't really going to be considered habitat. You have lakes, you have urban areas, there's areas that are just not suitable for deer, so then it's going to push those deer out into bigger areas where there's more habitat. Here, we're going to see 6 deer over there. We're going to see 10 deer in that field over there. We might see 5 over there. Before you know it, it's adding up, and now we basically have the number of deer that we're supposed to have on the property, and they're all right here. Now, how does my property fit into that? How big, like I said, how big is my property? If your property is only 40, 80, 100, 200, even 300 acres, let's think about that for a second. If you had 300 acres, let's say we came up this hillside here and you had 300 acres of this prime woods up here. That's only half, not even half of a square mile. So if this land is the best land in the world, which we all think we have, there should only be 15 to 17 deer on this entire 300 acres for a healthy habitat. And that's the key to this whole lesson, creating healthy habitats. The healthier we leave the landscape, the more deer it's going to be able to provide for us in healthy relationships for the ecosystem. So there's going to be more deer that are going to be able to live on that land more productively. We're going to see better growth rates among fawns. We're going to see better sex ratios, buck to doe ratios on the property. And we're going to see better antler development in bucks. But it's about knowing that ecosystem, it's about knowing what that land can support, and then doing your job to make sure that that deer population is managed within those numbers. Okay, so you know, we've seen a lot already in just this short amount of drive, and the whole point of this exercise is to show you what a square mile can look like. You know, you've seen some farm fields, you've seen a lot of woods, we've got a little bit of wetlands here, some swampy areas, but right here at this intersection, we've only gone a mile. So we want to go a square mile. So we're going to go around the block. So what you just saw, now you're going to multiply that by 4. Now that's a square mile. That's 640 acres. 640 acres is a lot of ground. But when you look at that, you're like, oh man, there's all sorts of places. This is prime. This is all woods and cropland and stuff. All sorts of places for deer to hide. Yeah, there are all sorts of places for deer to hide. But on a healthy landscape, 3 dozen of them, that's about it. So about 35, let's just say even push it to 40, that's all you're going to have on all of this land. You know, so that's it. I mean, that didn't take us long to drive a square mile. And when you look at it, you know, that land, like I said, it's a mirage. It looks like, gosh, this is such a big area. I should have way more deer than I'm seeing right now. So the more you know about deer densities, the more you're going to know how many deer should be on the land that you hunt, and the better you're going to be able to formulate hunting plans for this fall. You know, some deer hunting accessories are cool, others are just plain hot, like the new fire cell from Celestron. We have them here at shopdeerhunting.com. Let me tell you about them. We've seen a lot of accessory items here at Deer and Deer Hunting, and I can tell you the Celestron fire cell is one of the coolest accessory items you can have. It's a 3-in-1 device that's a perfect companion on the deer stand. First and foremost, as the name implies, It's a hand warmer. The 2500 mAh lithium battery provides heat on even the coldest days, and best of all, the battery can be recharged time and time again. The low setting supplies a 110-degree temperature for up to 3 hours on a single charge. The high heat setting boosts that temperature to 130 degrees. Second, the FireCell is a very useful flashlight that features both red and white LEDs and 5 modes, including 2 brightness levels and 3 flashing modes for location and emergency situations. I use the slow flash mode for marking blood trails and down game when I have to leave the field to summon help from deer camp. Third, the FireCell is a battery charger. FireCell's rechargeable lithium-ion battery can deliver up to 1 full charge to most smartphones and MP3 players. And it also comes with a USB charging cable, connection accessories, and a soft carry pouch. Don't take my word for it. Check it out today right here at shopdeerhunting.com.